Hey guys, I am so happy today to have with me Carlito Fluito himself. So I can't wait for you to learn from him, discover that man, that joyful, cheerful, playful man. So if you don't know me yet, I'm Kevin Morrow, aka Mr. Mingle. So I'm a social catalyst and I help fellow misfits uncover their tribe by embracing their uniqueness. And today is not about me. Today is all about Carlito. So Carlito is one of my fellow misfits, a joyful one. And before I introduce you my way, Carlito, would you like to say a few words to our audience?
And I love this, man. Like I want to listen the introduction from you.
So yeah, just so you know, probably it will be better if we mute ourselves when the other speak. There's usually some echo. I still haven't been able to fix that. So when you will speak, I will mute. And if you do the same, that would be amazing for everybody's
This can fix it.
better. Oh yeah, or with the earphones would be maybe even better. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Settings.
Okay, let's try again. The magic of the live. We're fixing tech fun in real life. I love that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Now you might not hear the echo. I hear you perfectly.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. Yeah. So Carlito is a playfulness champion and an ADHD warrior coming from Spain, the beautiful city of Madrid. And we've met now almost 2 years ago in Estonia during a Mindvalley University, an amazing event. And this man, like you, will hardly be able to cope with his very high energy. Like this man is like fun on steroids. It's very wild. And if you visit his LinkedIn page, LinkedIn profile, so for now it's all in Spanish, so it's translated some of the about section. And there's something I love. You invite people to reflect. When you went to middle school, what was your favorite time of the day? And you add, if it was playtime, you are like me. And actually, so I'm a little bit of both. So I'm part like you. I enjoyed playtime so much. And I actually, because I'm a nerd, I love learning. I also enjoyed being in class, but in my classes, right? The classes that really resonated with me. So that's the nerd speaking. But yeah, playtime was a big time for me. So guys, if you enjoyed your playtime over anything else, you will become Carlito's new best friend in no time. So you will very soon understand why. So another thing that I really enjoyed in your bio is, so your mission is to improve the quality of life and productivity of professionals and like bringing fun back. And that's the thing. So it's kind of, I played with that with the today's post announcement. Why so serious? That very iconic Joker's line. Why so serious? Why do we have to be extremely serious at work? Why can't we be both professional and yet having fun and enjoying ourselves and laughing and smiling and doing shenanigans and running in the woods? You don't have to be naked to do that. You do whatever you want. But yeah, let's just be playful and enjoy ourselves. As long as nobody is hurt or shamed, then everything is great. So just wanted to give you a few pieces, a few snippets of Carlito's bio, especially as his bio for now is in Spanish. But how would you like to introduce yourself, Carlito?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin, man. I love it. And yeah, you are super supportive. I need to say thank you, first of all, for being here. And yeah, I super enjoy it. And I mean, examples of today, like I make this post about improv dance, and then you were like, hey, you have to see this, mentioning people, and it's lovely because that's the way of connecting, and you're a master of connection. So thank you so much. How do I introduce myself? That's nice. So I'm going to start with the academics. Like I studied psychology for many years. I remember being 15 years old and I was like, I want to understand human beings. And I did the degree in psychology, then I specialized in positive psychology and then in spirituality and religion as well. So I was doing a PhD for some time. And that's the mind and the soul, because I was super atheist, like I didn't believe in anything, only rational science. And at some point I had like an spontaneous spiritual experience when I was in the university, and I was like, wow, there is something that I didn't know of, related with the mind and the psyche and the soul, which religion connected with all these gods and all this mythology and all these books and sacred stuff. So I started to research more on this, and I discovered Taoism, which is very related with playing camp because it has a lot of connection with being on the present moment and enjoying the life experience. So I discovered Taoism, then Buddhism, Hinduism, and eventually I even ended up in understanding Christianity. So I was able to understand like all the religions and what's the value they bring to the table, each of them. And now that's the soul, and the third component of my presentation is the body. So I've been dancing breakdance for more than half of my life at this point, and I was doing also contemporary dance and physical theater, and that's how playing camp came to be. It's a mix of positive psychology, spirituality, and body, like playing with the body, and the nature is the environment where it all happens. And for me, it's like, brother, like being alive on the present moment, having fun, enjoying the fucking miracle of being alive. It's like people don't stop thinking about this stuff, but it's like, the chances of one planet out of the universe, and the chances of all the history of the universe, and then the chances of us that are people that have computers and stuff like that. I mean, it's such a wonderful miracle to be alive, guys. Like I get a bit scared with all these things, but it's like, guys, enjoy it, because as much as we know, there is one life, and we are live now. So I'm alive. That's a good introduction for me.
I love that. Thank you so much for this beautiful introduction. And guys, you will know a little more about Playing Camp later on. That's a wonderful, wonderful project that Carlito built. So first, I would like to say welcome to our play friends, playmates. So Jason was the first one to come up. So we have LinkedIn user. I will assume it's Michelle, because most of the time it's Michelle that show up as LinkedIn user, but it might be a new LinkedIn user. So whoever you are so very welcome. And last but absolutely not least, Claudia Marulanda. So glad to have you. Mucho gusto. So yeah, let's jump in. Let's start with the questions. So very first, and it's directly linked to your playing camp concept, right? I would love to know, how do you help grown-ups, so professionals, but actually it can be more than professionals, like anyone, so grown-ups in general, reconnect with their inner child?
Nice. Thanks for the question. So the concept of playing camp, which is the tool or this technique or this practice that I'm perfectioning, because the more I do it, the more I realize the more it can be perfected, right? So the way I can describe it is non-linguistical improvisation games in a group on the nature, and there are different components. One of them is non-linguistical because this has been one of the main testimonies from people after the experience. It's like once I stopped talking, I realized that I stopped judging myself, and I stopped judging other people, and I stopped thinking, and whatever I do, it's fine, it's okay, it's just fun. And it's like, yes, yes. So let's say that one of the things I do is I help them to stop thinking so much. And the other trick here is the movement facilitation. And this concept is like something that is too difficult to do, you make it a bit easier. And when things get too easy, then you make them more difficult. And doing this is like keeping one person always in a state of flow, because you are always in a state of proximal development. This is from Vygotsky, a Russian psychologist. And the point is like you are always learning, and you are always occupying your mind with something that is challenging. So thanks to doing this, and also the other component is don't be attached of the outcome. Like it's irrelevant if you do the thing well or bad. What it matters is like you are doing it and you are enjoying it doing it. So that's the definition of game. When we are involving ourselves in a physical activity with or without other people, and we are detached from the outcome. And that's where theater and dance are so useful, because it involves our body, it involves our mind, it involves our soul in a certain way. So yeah, just dancing collectively, playing with different objects, throwing objects or stimulating our senses. This is something that I love to do as well, which is coming back to the body. Like when I started playing camp, I normally have this aroma. It's like these smells. It's like essential oils. So I go around people and I tell them like, look at the plants, smell the plants. And then if they didn't smell the plants, these things smell really well. So just bring people back into their body, into their senses, and realize that perceiving things, like pure perception and playing with the attention, is just bringing back people to life and to the miracle of being alive. It's like, whoa, you have a nose, you can smell things. Because, when you make a cake and you take the cake outside of the oven, you are like, wow. And this makes you happy because it connects you with a sensation, and the sensation is related with a stimulation in your body and your physiological functioning. So answering the question would be like, bring them back to the present moment. And just moving makes them start feeling more playful and non-judging their own creativity. This is really important as well. It's like detaching from the outcome. It's like, brother, we are going to do things, and it doesn't matter what we do, just do and enjoy and express and have fun with the pure act of creation. So and also something that I'm learning these days, which after this podcast I have to go to the class. I mean, I love the class. Is clown, which clown is connecting ourselves with the purest self-acceptance of our being. It's like we can be ridiculous, we can be stupid, we can be foolish, and still there are going to be people that honor and admire that part of ourselves, and it's so healing, because then we can fully accept who we are and how we are into a deeper level. And it's this thing of the ADHD, it's like it's not a condition, it's your gift. And it's like once I can accept all my weirdness stuff in a stage in front of other people, and they applaud me for this, it's like I can be me. And then you realize that the more you are, the more you resonate and connect with the people that are going to fully support you on this. And it's magic, because then the game goes into your life, because you detach of the outcome. It's like, okay, I'm going to play to be myself. I'm going to play this game and see who want to play with me. And brother, just the magic happens. And I don't want to go too much woo-woo because this is LinkedIn. But that's the thing. Like, then just the right people get attracted to who you really are, and you don't have to wear any mask, or you don't have to pretend to be things that you are not, and you can play freely, detach, create, express, have fun, and transform the world. Love.
Okay, love that. And we just one question in, and I have already so much to react on, but so we will take it slowly one after another. So very first, we have Jane that just joined us, and Jane is an aficionado of my Happy Misfits podcast. So I'm very happy that she keeps showing up and supporting us. So thank you, Jane. And Theodore, her very special dog. French bulldog. No, I remember it's a French bulldog and not a French boxer. And so, what's up? So what's up, Uncle Kevin Morrow, Mr. Mingle? So Carlito is up, actually. And hey, Jackie just showed up. Thank you so much for joining, Jackie. And we have a question from Claudia. This question, she loved that you use oil to help people be centered, and she wants to know if it works with men only or anyone.
Claudia, that's a really good question, Claudia. The answer is I don't only work with men exclusively. However, the whole playing camp is like a very versatile concept. And at the moment, I'm focused on working with companies, so the profile of a person working on a company. However, something that I want to test in the future is to do more, let's say, niche-specific playing camps. Like, for example, with elderly, with people that are old, that's a magic thing because it's connecting an old person with their inner child, and that's really powerful, right? Also because they are bored, many times they are lonely, they don't have anything to do, they don't go out so much. And doing it with men only, I don't think I have ever done. Yes, I have done it once. It's nice because the type of games that the boys play is very physical and is very like, let's test each other. And the girls are, in many occasions, more creative in a way of this is the way I express, and then we can express with each other and we can co-create something. So I'm considering it's something that I will do in the future. I'm not at the moment exclusively working with me.
Oh, thank you so much for your question, Claudia. And yes, so many hounds or probably future hounds are showing up, and Carlito is a new hound member as well. So if you've been following this podcast, you know most of my guests happen to be hounds, but not only. Don't worry, I'm absolutely open to have other people that hounds forget, but just let's be honest, hounds are amazing. Mike, super huge kudos to you for building this wonderful, magical container playground. So thank you so much for that. So we love you, fellow hounds. We love ourselves, and actually, so that's the point of today's call, today's exploration with Carlito, exploring fun, more playfulness, and more connection to nature somewhat. And okay, just a quick feedback on what you already shared. So very first, it's interesting because we know each other a little bit, but not that much. We met twice at MVU, 2 summers ago and last summer, but we didn't interact that much. I was fascinated by your energy, like your as I mentioned, you're really fun on steroids. So I was absolutely fascinated, but I don't know you that well, actually. And I've been blessed with being your guest, actually, your podcast guest a few weeks ago. But we still haven't connected that much yet. So I was so happy to learn that you're a fellow dancer as well. And yeah, I didn't know that. And you have so much experience with theater as well, and smell. That's a big thing. I'm also very into sensorial exploration, like touch. So like the common auditory and how is it, with the eyes, it's quite common, right? But not so many people really explore the other touch. Yeah, more or less some people, but taste and smell, not so many people play with that when actually it's so extremely powerful. So I'm very, very much into that. I'm a baker and a mixologist myself. So I enjoy that, that what you mentioned, the smell of the cake, it totally hits a soft spot for me, huge foodie as well. So I just wanted to react on that. Like it's not just playing with your body, it's really playing with your full senses. So it's all body, right? But it goes beyond that. And exploring, the way you described exploring creativity for the sake of fun, just without any outcomes, just for the beauty of the creation process. It's extremely powerful. I believe it's very, very powerful, and especially in our modern world where we are obsessed with productivity and results and outcomes. It feels so freeing to for at least a little bit disconnect from that, and let's take 5. Let's just have fun for having fun, and not to crank numbers and get return on investment and do something to get something. No, just do something because it feels great. And the same way during playtime at school, we enjoyed ourselves just to have fun, not because we expected to have something in return, to get money, to get, whatever you could expect from your results. So I feel it's extremely powerful. And yes, as grown-ups, we want both. We want money to pay bills and have fun, actually. But I love the idea to have fun for having fun, smelling flowers because they smell good, enjoying sunrises and sunsets because they look amazing, etc. But yeah, and you mentioned something very important, that to you, playtime is also a way to help you stop thinking. Because you are a unique, beautiful misfit, right? And in your diversity, and guys, I love diversity. You are what some people call neurodiverse, right? You are blessed and sometimes probably feeling cursed by ADHD. So I can imagine that it felt like a curse most of your life, and now you're learning to really play with that and harness it and channel it in positive ways. So, and I know many people here have ADHD as well, in one way or another. So I would love for you to tell us, how do you ride your ADHD to achieve amazing results? How do you make it serve you instead of getting in the way?
Yeah. Thank you for the question very much. And before addressing your question, I'm going to mention that play for the sake of play is really good. But especially when I'm interacting with companies, I need to create a whole narrative about why play is so important and why it promotes productivity, right? And just to use the example that you use of smelling flowers, there is connections between a state of flow and insight. Like we can work really hard for some time into a task, and then thanks to that time that we are not on the task, and especially that we are engaging in manual work, which can be gardening, then it promotes and it helps to have better insights and to solve the problem that we were working on, and to enter into another state of flow. So this time of recharge is when our unconscious mind is working. And this is needed. Like if we watch TV or we scroll through the phone, this doesn't happen because the brain doesn't have that rest time. So rest is as important as focus in that time. And now, answering your question about ADHD, I have a very beautiful list here with many tips. So if you have ADHD, guys, get a pen and a paper because I'm going to start rolling and rock and rolling. So first of all, I love Naval Ravikant. Naval Ravikant says, success, many occasions, is a marathon of sprints. So the way I understand this, and as an ADHDer, is we have the possibility of entering into a state of hyperfocus, which is like a extended period of flow. So sometimes the difficult aspect here is the motivation and the spark. Is like, how can I start this? So to complement the technique, I use the Pomodoro, and for me, I'm using this egg, which probably costs like €2 in the shop, and I just put 25 minutes, and it's a kitchen clock, right? And I put 25 minutes, and I'm like, let's go. What's the magic of this? That when these things rings, I don't care because I keep on working, and I work on sprints, right? So this has helped me a lot. I'm working on bulk. So instead of doing something every day a little bit, when I can, I do things like a lot of them. Like for example, today I spent like most of the morning scheduling content. Also, for ADHD, there are very important things which are like habits to keep you sane and alive. And one of them is physical exercise. And I want to use a story that is something that is I'm going through right now. It's like I'm very obsessed person, which is something connected with ADHD. And there is this person called Zach Pogro. In Instagram, he has like a couple of million followers, and he's always speaking about obsession. And I love it because it resonates so much with me. It's like when obsession is running through your veins, you know it, and you know that you are here to do something big, and you know that you know losing hour of sleep feel good, which is not recommended for ADHD, but it happens. You know what? When you live with such an intensity, like leverage this intensity and channel it into something productive and creative. So that should be something really important. And this guy, the Zach, he's obsessed with running. And he's like, wake up every morning and go running. It will solve all your problems. And I'm like, I'm going to try. So the way I'm building this habit, the first day I started with 5 minutes. I literally went around the building and I said, okay, I ran for today. Next day, 2 blocks. Run and done for today. Today I went to the park, El Retiro, which is a bit further. And then I walk on the park. And then I came back running. So that's the way I'm building the habit. So, and this is very important for ADHD because sometimes there is a lot of self-punishment, like you have to do this better, or it's a lot of conditioning that we have received along our story as students. It's like, no, brother, if you want to focus on building a habit, start really easy. Don't worry about the outcome. Start playing and just do something every day. And I can relate with this, with the daily videos that I'm doing on Instagram. Like I had the commitment, I'm going to do this every single day. And this is very important also for ADHD because it's like, okay, jumping from one project to another. So okay, to contextualize this, there is this guy, Jack Ma, which is the founder of Alibaba, I believe, which is the Amazon in China. And the guy says like, your 20s is to explore, your 30s is to focus on one thing, work your ass off and build that thing. So in my case, he's going right because I spent my 20s doing many bunch of things like the spirituality, the dance, the theater, the psychology. And now I found this vehicle, which is playing camp. So now it's like full into this. So if you have ADHD, depending on where you are at, you might be on a stage of exploring or on a stage of focus. If you are on a stage of focus, the thing that I'm enjoying the most at this time is to focus more. Because I can feel the pain now. It's like when I want to do playing camp and it's like, okay, let's do it with all people. Let's do it only with men. Let's do it with women. Let's do it with kids. Let's do it with... And then I start stressing because if you are in marketing, you know that the copywriting is different. The website has to be different. The way you offer the proposal to the people is different. And even now, it's like only companies in Madrid that are creative, that have young people, you know, and it's like niching down. And it feels good. It feels good because I can feel like how my money is not scattered everywhere. So learning to say no, and this is my personal technique, and you can go and check this on my YouTube channel. I created a vision board and I published a video of myself explaining the vision board. And this is a reminder for my future self. It's like, brother, this is what you want. Now you publish it, forget about it. Focus on what you have to do. Focus on the work because the work is going to be the thing that is going to put you into that vision. If you are always thinking about, oh, I want to do this and then this, and okay, let's put this project and let's advance with this project. It's like, no, this is done, is there. First, do the first thing. So that's why having the vision and the direction is amazing, but like quote unquote postponing that and focus on the actions that you have to do today, which in this case I'm getting very inspired by Alex Hormozy, which is like you reach out to 100 people every day and the work has to be done, and the work is boring, but that's okay because if you're an ADHD, you can play with it. It's, now I know that reaching out 100 people takes me about 2 hours and a half. So the question is like, can I do it in 2 hours? Can I do it in 2 hours and 50 minutes? You know, if you time yourself, you're playing with your own input and energy and you're channeling it. So that could be for me the thing. And this, okay, just to say, this object over here is one of the most horrible things that you can do for your attention. And I know it fully because it's horrible. So a trick is to turn it off or to put it in another room. And it helps. And resisting the urges. The further it is from you, when you have the urge, when you have the impulse, the easier it becomes to say no and to keep your focus. Because once you are with it, once you are scrolling, seeing this video, this whatever, you are pretty much fucked. Like, so yeah, keep the phone away. And just the list of come to playing camp. And why playing camp? Because you move your body, you have positive emotions, you are with another people, and you are with nature, which all these things are positive for ADHD. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Once again, I have so much to say. And very first, so I'd like to react to what Jackie said, that ADHD can be such a blessing, and she wishes that people understood that more. That's one of my deepest beliefs, that every single difference, every single quote unquote weakness is actually a wonderful gift in disguise, or at least has some sides of it that can be channeled, harnessed as a gift. And I believe so. I mentioned that about my depression, right? And I believe the case for any sort of neurodiversity, any situation can help you actually get amazing insights, amazing growth, like for example, something you could say like, okay, but now imagine you don't have your legs. How could that be a blessing? Okay, that one I know it's tough, right? And yet I remember I've seen an amazing video of two dancers, two incredible dancers. The lady didn't have legs and the man didn't have one arm. And they were dancing. The duo was like tear-bringing, like it was like, oh my gosh, it was so absolutely beautiful. And believe me, if it was like regular dancers with all right number of members, it wouldn't have that type of ring and that incredible level of depth and emotional charge. So I believe it was so beautiful and so touching because they were handicapped. So thanks to that, they brought it to a brand new level. So I could go for hours on that topic, but just wanted to say, I strongly believe any single condition, any single flow weakness, you can, whatever you can call it, you can turn it around and make it work for you. And yes, so ADHD is one of them, depression, another one. So anything you could think of. So at least it's one of the things I'm very passionate to work on these days. Just something, so I'm a huge fan of Pomodoro as well. Amazing tool, extremely powerful, I believe. Something that came to me, thank you so much for that, because you talked about flowers and talked about flow very closely. I never made the connection. Flower. There's an obvious connection. And I feel there's something to be explored. How flowers help you get in flow and how flow can get flower, So there's something very playful to be done around that. So thank you for that. We won't explore that right away, but I can't wait to play with that.
Flowers for flow.
Yeah, there's something magical to be explored here. And I love what you mentioned, being far from urges. I feel it's very interesting. So, because yes, fun can be dangerous if you want to get things done. It can derail you. At the same time, how can you get fun into your work? How can you make your work fun? And I believe it's kind of the one of the ways you play around your playing camp, right? To bring fun back and to help people get in touch again with their fun, and then bring that fun back to work and become even more productive and even more joyful in their work. And maybe I believe like even doing something very chore-y, like doing accounting if you're not into that, I believe can be fun if you find a playful way to do that. Like math, so many people are very adverse to math. It feels very heavy, like very like way too complex. And actually, I've heard about some amazing teachers, math teachers, that are playing with numbers and teaching kids to play with numbers. And all of a sudden, it doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like a fun puzzle to solve in a game. So yeah, once again, it depends on how you see things, and it's very Taoist. Once again, you get to choose how you see things and how you perceive. So it's common to Taoism and Buddhism. But we have a question from Jane. It has been 15 minutes ago already. Sorry, Jane, it took me so long to get back to your question. But I started, so I still kept it under my thumb. And just so you know, guys, we love your comments. We love that you interact and play with us in the comments. Feel free to ask anything you want to Carlito. He will be very happy to answer that. And Jane, because she knows me quite well and she knows the rules, so to speak, so she already asked questions. So Carlito, I will put it here.
I can see it. Yeah.
How do you stay so playful? What motivates you?
Yeah, nice. So another of the practices that is very related with ADHD and very important is to sleep. Like, and this is basic for playing as well, because I mean, if ADHD is like a lot of energy, I mean, this energy is restored through play. I mean, sorry, through sleep. And one of the things that I do that I haven't mentioned as a habit is I take naps. It's like I like to have my brain working properly at every moment, and when I feel that I'm sluggish or this or that, I don't have any problem of laying down 15 minutes, 10 minutes and sleep. So sleeping is very important. Being at your optimal level of energy is important. Then about playfulness, for me, it's a stimulation. Like, I mean, when the stimulation is not enough, then you get bored. And then if you, this is a very interesting thing. Like, if you are bored and you want to come out of boredness, then you put into action your curiosity, and this brings playfulness, because it's like, okay, I have this pen over here, and it's like, okay, I'm bored. Is a pen. It's like, okay, yes, it's a pen, but if I'm curious about this pen, then it's like, what are the possibilities of this pen? And I know this also because I was doing the physical theater and we were working with objects. So objects is half of it what I can do with this, which is the manipulator, which is me. Like, okay, this is like a spaceship, for example. So then I'm putting my imagination to work into this. Like, what is this shape? Or this is a tower, right? So then me as a manipulator, I'm putting things into this. And now the object itself, as a manipulated thing, has a characteristics. So it has weight, it has a shape, it has a point of balance. And this is where I can keep on exploring with the object to find different alternatives with this specific object. Now, if we extrapolate, which is a very fancy word to say, like if we take this information and we put it in another way, in another place, if we take this and we put it in human to human situations, then we can do something similar, and we can play with the people that we are interacting. Like, okay, I mean, this is me, okay? So I like limits of people, and it's my wound and my psychology and my therapy and everything. But that's the game of interacting with people. Like, how many jokes can I do or can I receive from this person? Or maybe we can talk about a third person or a third topic. Or if it's more physical instead of psychological, that's a dance, like what Kevin was mentioning, right? Like, okay, how much of a dance can we do, and how much intensity we can put with each other in this dance? And we do it linguistically also. Like Kevin made this example with the flowers for flow, right? And this is a game as well. It's like, how much can I twist and change the language so it keeps on making sense at the same time that is original and unique and creative. So that's my answer to Jane on how do you stay playful by playing. How do you play? By being curious and being creative and exploring the situations, the objects, the words, the people. Yeah, everything. what motivates me? To be alive and to not be bored, basically, and to enjoy and connect from a place of positive emotions. Yeah.
I love your answer so much. I feel Jane probably will as well. And I really love that you mentioned curiosity bringing playfulness. Curiosity to me is such an amazing skill to build and to play with. Extremely powerful. You might know Alex Sourdoux from the live book community. And he has that concept of meta skills that are beyond others, that they are so extremely powerful that they are useful to any settings. And for very powerful examples of meta skills, you have learning. Learning how to learn is an incredible skill because the better you get at learning in general, the better you can learn everything you want. So it's extremely powerful. Sales is another very powerful meta skill. You are always selling, even if you're not into sales, even if you're not a business owner. Like if you propose to your fiance, your girlfriend or boyfriend, it's sales. It's like I want you to choose me, so I better have good arguments that you will have a massive return on investment, right? To propose to someone, or just will you come and have a coffee with me? It's another form of sales. You want to bring your best, at least in my way, authentically, not faking or anything. I understand the way I said it might have been misunderstood, but you won't like to shine the brightest and show the best sides of yourself authentically, so that the other person could be appealed to you and be like, of course, let's go for coffee. Absolutely, let's do that. So sales is extremely powerful. And so back to my point, curiosity to me is such an incredible meta skill as well. Curiosity helps you in every single field, especially in social relationships, I believe. It's extremely helpful in social relationships, but like in any field, really. And actually on that topic, I would love to know, how did you pave your way to success thanks to amazing friendships? So I know like you're very good at making friends. You're very cheerful, you have a very warm and positive energy. So it's quite easy for you to make friends, I know. At least connections, which is slightly different. But how were you able to channel those beautiful people around you to help you achieve success and build that beautiful project, Playing Camp?
Thank you, Kevin, for the question. Like I love it. So I want to refer a couple of things which are connected, because once upon a time when I finished the degree of psychology, I did my degree thesis into social networks. Like I was mapping, I took all my Facebook friends and then I mapped them, and I was like, okay, this is my group of friends from the breakdowns. This is when I was living in Barcelona. This is from Erasmus. It was really cool. And some of the studies that I read back on the days was like, people are the door to other people, right? And this is the whole point of the social network. And success, if we go with the three basic ones, health, love, and wealth, is like, there is studies about how people connect you with job opportunities or with potential clients. Like you, Kevin. Like I put this post about improv dance, and then you're like, hey, look at this, and then you tag this friend which is a dancer, right? Or Mike. I mean, Mike is a great example. Like, hey, let's create this community, and everyone is here, and we support each other, and suddenly all of us are growing, and all of us are meeting potential partners, potential clients, potential job opportunities. So this is so key, and this is the wealth. For the love, there is another study which is like, this is classics now with Tinder. I don't know if this thing changed, but anyway, the organic social network has been proved to be the best mechanism to find your relative, like your spouse, your romantic partner. Why? Because if you have friends, they know how weird you are and they know how weird is the other person, right? So then it's gonna be like, hey, do you know this person? Maybe you should get a coffee or something, and maybe you get along. And it's just by pure amount of possibilities and choice, right? It's like if you as a human, you can have like 5 friends, 10 friends, whatever. Think like if you have 5, those 5 have another 5. So you are having access to 25 people. And this is what is going to increase your chances of finding a person that is going to bring the love in your life. So fundamental to have friends, and the other one for the health is similar. It's like, I mean, when you are sick, you need someone to take care of you. And if you don't have like really good friends that are going to support you in those moments, it's like, yeah, you can go and achieve all your goals because you are the hustler of the hustlers and you are a lone wolf, black pill, whatever you want to say about you. But brother, when you get sick, there is no, I mean, you prioritize things. There is this sentence, I believe is Seneca, like a healthy man has 1,000 wishes, a sick man has 1 wish. So health is fundamental. And also in terms of emotional health, like if you surround yourself of happy people, there are more chances of you being happy. And the other way around, if you surround yourself of depressed, angry people, this is the emotional contagion that's just going to happen. So I don't know if I'm answering, but I have some things here. Thank you. And yeah, so something that friends are going to give you, and this is fundamental for success, is feedback. And I'm in a moment of my life where I'm directly asking my friends, and take notes of this one because it's good. Knowing me as much as you know me, and knowing as much as you know about me, what would you say that I can blank, that I can improve, that I can modify my business if it's the plane camp, that I can do different in my romantic strategy, that I can improve in my looks. You know, it's like knowing me as much as you know me, and knowing me as much as you know about the things I do and I don't do. And this eliminates any type of difficulties from the other person to say yes or not. And you can even take less pressure away, and you say like, it's okay, it doesn't matter, just tell me whatever the first thing happens in your mind. And this is a message for the men out there. If you are a man, ask a woman because they are highly perceptive. They really acknowledge and see things that we are so blind of, like, and they will see your blind spots and they will tell you, and then believe it. Okay. And if you don't want to fully believe it because your ego is strong, just believe that this is her perception or their perception at this point of time. Okay. And take it as truth for them, and utilize this. So this is what I would say, that, and how friendships leverage and help me at least to succeed or to achieve success faster. Yeah.
Thank you for this very, very beautiful answer. I love that. You know how passionate I am about that topic, right? I just want to acknowledge and welcome Dr. New that just joined. It's so good to see you, New. And one thing I want to say before I forget, Jason, I love your comments. So I haven't mentioned this before. I especially love the "we are different, not less." I will highlight it right now. Beautiful, beautiful one. So amazing. Thank you. So I don't know if you're still with us, Jason, but thank you so much. So now we already moved topics, but really wanted to acknowledge that. And something, very interesting. I love that, that you mentioned feedback. It's extremely powerful. And like just yesterday, I had a call with one of my bestest friends, the first ikigai I identified for myself. And he gave me very precious feedback. Did I enjoy that feedback? Not that much, to be honest. It was a tough love, right? So it kind of slapped me in the face, but I knew it was all for the best. So it was very, very precious. And there's kind of, how to say that, moderator in a way. So it's extremely precious, as you mentioned, especially with friends that have known you for a while. Yet, in situations like you and I are, and I believe most of the people listening to this podcast, is when you're deep into personal growth. When you're into a deep personal growth journey, you tend to evolve very fast and very far. And so it means like maybe in sometimes in 6 months or 2 years, you will evolve so much. Your former friends can't really keep up. They don't really know who you are anymore, they still know who you are, but they don't realize how much you've grown and how much you're already evolved in them. So their feedback might be off because their feedback might be based on some data that is not relevant anymore or not fully relevant anymore. So in that case, it can be very interesting to balance with new friends that you probably made during your personal growth journey, and kind of finding not a balance. It wouldn't be the right word, but kind of finding some right middle ground area between both the feedback from the people that knew you for like 5, 10, 15 or more years, and the people that have seen your recent evolution and followed you in your personal growth journey. So just wanted to add that because yes, feedback is so incredibly powerful, but it might be off if they don't have the right data, the up-to-date data. And okay, we're slowly coming to an end. It's already almost the end of this call. I'm too sad. Times fly by so quick. Weird, right? So people that don't have ADHD, it gives you a little bit of idea of how it goes, like very fast, boom, 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 in so many directions. But I would love to finish with my personal question. So guys, you still have time for a last question if you want to ask Carlito, if you're curious. But I will ask my question. So what are you working on these days? What excites you the most these days?
Nice. Love it. So what? Well, now I'm in a phase. I love the way he frames it, Alex Hormozzi, with it's a season, right? So now I'm on a season of LinkedIn because because I'm doing the plain camp B2B and I'm obsessed. It's like, Zach program is really clear on this. It's like you work on this. He has one I read the other day. It's like a 5 to 9 years of obsession can save you decades of working 9 to 5. So and I'm obsessed with the plain camp at the moment, and that's my main focus. So these days it has been plain camp for the last month, and now I'm focused on LinkedIn because I can do both at the same time. It's like growing the audience, reaching to prospects, generating content, and keep on iterating and polishing the whole image. So yeah, this is for me the main focus. And then I do this video daily on Instagram because it's a good habit. I believe that it can be. So okay, I'm going to disclose my strategy here a bit. So there is a team in Zambia. So I went to Zambia to open an NGO some years ago, and I'm training them into using AI and to using social media and generating content. So basically, what I'm doing, partly unconscious and partly consciously, is generating long format content, and it's raw. But then it's like giving them something to play with and something to polish and something to cut and something to create reels and stuff like that. At the same time that I'm training myself. This Alex Hormozzi says this a lot also, like the work works on you. So me reaching out manually to 100 people, it's like I know there are tools and I could do it automatically, and yes, I'm working on it. But when I do it manually, it works on me. Like it works on my ability to focus to a single task and finish what I said that I was going to finish. And this is like stacking proof and evidence that I do what I say I'm gonna do. And this is like in the micro, in the medium, and in the macro, right? And that's why the vision board is published. And that's why I don't have so many goals for 6 months, 1 year, because I'm focused on today. So basically, it's what's the work today, and this is the thing that I'm doing, and saying yes whenever an opportunity appears to say playing camp. I say yes, and for the people to have the experience, because this is like customer reviews, right? When they speak about your product, means like you are going in a right direction, and the more they experience it, and the better the experience is, the more they talk. So yeah, focus on working.
Thank you so much for this share. And it's extremely powerful what you shared, I believe. Thank you so much, David, for acknowledging that. Totally agree, not just with AI. And actually, it's a thing. So many people are already relying, in my opinion, way too much on AI. So back then, I learned coding. And to be honest, I hate coding. I'm very bad at it. So I really couldn't make a career out of it. But still, I learned coding, and I learned the old way, coding HTML and CSS, all that stuff really by hand. And I learned all the ropes before I learned to use tools to help me code faster and better and more automatically, and save time and energy and so on. And I'm so grateful to have learned it the old way, because I was able to realize how valuable the tools I implemented and play with were. So I was like, wow, I'm saving so much time. If I started right away to use those tools, I would take them for granted. I would be like, yeah, of course. Well, it's supposed to take that time. I wouldn't see the value. So I believe it's extremely important what you just mentioned. It's very, very powerful, not just for ADHD, I believe, and people, but really everyone that really wants to improve, just doing things by hand, and then using better tools, building better systems to help you in that process. It's extremely powerful. And actually, you can do that with fun. You can just enjoy yourself by yourself, finding ways. Exactly. I love your pen game, just looking at a pen. How could I play with that? The way we played as kids, like I enjoyed Legos so much, and I was able to recreate entire worlds with my Legos. And back then, I didn't have any computer, any Game Boy, anything. So I played with what I had handy, right? And nowadays, kids already have so many play console. How is it called? I don't know. PlayStations, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're just spoiled. They're incredibly spoiled, and I believe learning the old way, embracing the old way, and then choosing to go the modern way if we want to. It's extremely powerful. So thank you so much for that.
No. We could do a rapid fire, man. I love these ones. When you say something, I say something, you say that.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes rapid fire.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I want people. So you're probably not ready. It's going to be fast paced. It's gonna be a lot of fun and a lot of thoughts and ideas all over the place. So yeah, unfortunately, we're already at the end. So thank you so much, Carlito, for accepting my invitation. I am so very glad. I enjoyed this call very much. I hope, guys, you enjoyed it as well. Do you have any last words to leave our audience with?
Yes, because of the ADHD, and also I think this is a very important thing that many times is not mentioned, which is the emotional side of it, because it's always like the cognitive, the focus, the attention. There is this characteristic in ADHD, which is emotional intensity, which sometimes we are passionate and people feel that we are angry. It's like, no, we are passionate. And if you are an ADHD and you get angry, brother, take time off, go to the nature, do exercise, and come back with a clear mind and communicate from a place of love. And play in the nature with other people. Come to play camp.
Love that. And yeah, that's very interesting. I feel, that's, so yeah, sorry, it was supposed to be your last words, but I couldn't resist to comment on it. And that's the thing. So many people believe some people are harsh or cold or just plain unpleasant when they might have autism, they might have Asperger, and it might explain why they respond in a apparently harsh way, because they don't realize they don't have the codes, right? They can't help it. So it's something that many people don't realize, that probably, like more often than not, if someone is rude to you, if someone disrespects you, it probably has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you yourself, nothing to do with what you just said or did. It's just what's going on in their way. Maybe they misunderstood your message for any number of reasons. Maybe they can't help but express themselves in that way. Like, Tourette's people, we know they swear a lot because they can't help it. They don't want to, but it just bursting out of their mouth. So that's the thing. So before judging someone, before feeling hurt from somebody's actions or words, maybe take a moment to think, okay, maybe that person is going through something I don't realize. Maybe it's off for a reason, and probably it has nothing to do with me. So yeah, thank you so much. It's a very, very good piece that you shared. So I stole your last words, so I give you an extra last words if you want.
I love you, Kevin. This is my last words. I love you. Thank you, man. This is fun. Thank you very much.
I warn you guys, it's going to be fun. So be ready. So yeah, once again, thank you so much. Love you. Love what you're doing. Love your energy. And I believe now even more people love you as well. So yeah, until next time. And guys, see you next week, and we will go astrology. And you're probably not ready for that one either. So more news about that tomorrow.
You're never ready
Bye.
for Kevin.
Enjoy your wonderful rest of your day, guys.